Coming up next on Nightcast, a U.S. Marine suffering from AIDS awaits a government decision about whether he'll be paid a multi-million-dollar settlement. Also, allegations of sexual harassment against Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas. But first, a videotaped message from captivity from hostage Terry Anderson. Late details next on Nightcast.
Live from WBZ TV 4. This is Eyewitness News, Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Kasey Kaufman. There is another hint of a break in the hostage crisis in the Mideast. Cable News Network tonight obtained a videotape of American hostage Terry Anderson, who says his captors told him there would be very good news for families. In the tape, supposedly made today in Beirut by a Lebanese production company, Anderson looked healthier than in the past, and he talked of a break in the crisis.
I've been told just a little while ago that we can expect some good news very soon. I was not told what that good news would be, simply that it would be good for the families. I can only hope, of course, that it means that some one or more people will be released on both sides.
Anderson praised UN Secretary General Javier Perez de Cuellar and others working to negotiate the release of Westerners as well as Israelis and Palestinians, and he urged them to continue their work.
This is no longer the time for bargaining. This is no longer the time for anyone to try to get some small advantage out of each step in the process.
As far as life in prison, Anderson says he is held with American Thomas Sutherland and British church envoy Terry Waite. He says they play chess, listen to the radio, and read magazines to keep abreast of world events.
We're treated with respect. Our guards do their best to make things easier on us, to get us the things we need. The food is not bad, sometimes good.
I hope that all of the hostages, you know, those held in Israel, the Israelis held by some of the Lebanese, the Americans, the Brits, everybody should walk, and hostage taking relegated to a shameful place in our history where it belongs.
CNN said it did not pay for the videotape but did submit questions for the interview. There could be a glitch in the nomination of Clarence Thomas to the Supreme Court less than 48 hours before the Senate is scheduled to vote on that nomination. A woman who once worked as a legal assistant to Thomas a decade ago claims he sexually harassed her. The White House calls the charges unfounded. The charges were made by Anita Hall, now a law school professor, who said she told the Senate Judiciary Committee of the charges last month when the committee was considering the appointment. According to her comment, Thomas asked her out, and when she refused, he began discussing his sexual interests.
Such that I was going to have to submit to that pressure in order to continue getting good assignments.
Thomas has refused comment on the accusations, but the White House says they were sent to the FBI and are unfounded. Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee say the charges are serious and might cause a delay in Tuesday's scheduled confirmation vote.
I'm not saying this is, this is a major thing, but it is one of those things that that could be a key factor in determining how some senators vote in terms of the credibility of the nominee.
The Judiciary Committee was deadlocked in its vote on Thomas's confirmation. Whoever sits on the Supreme Court will no doubt be drawn into the ongoing legal debate over abortion. An activist on both sides of the abortion issue rallied today in eastern Massachusetts. As Eyewitness News reporter Ted Wayman tells us, protests and counter-protests are becoming a familiar sight.
October is pro-life month in the Catholic Church, and to celebrate, several thousand anti-abortion activists marched through the Back Bay with their message.
For a Catholic to be faithful to the teaching of the Church, it's absolutely essential that that Catholic uphold the sanctity of human life.
Cardinal Bernard Law spoke out publicly this week against abortion, most notably in the Archdiocese Catholic newspaper, The Pilot, where he said to be pro-choice is to be pro-abortion, while finger-pointing at Catholic politicians who are pro-choice.
With abortion, I think it's very appropriate for him to speak out, and it's long overdue.
Meanwhile, the Cardinal's comments sparked outrage among pro-choice Catholics and non-Catholics alike, who held a choice rally in Salem.
Women will die, and that's one of my main reasons for being involved with this. The thought of it becoming illegal is just really terrifying to me.
As pro-life activists turn up the heat on politicians who are pro-choice, those same pro-choice politicians often refer to President Kennedy's stance on the issue 30 years ago, when he said he didn't speak for the church on public matters, and the church didn't speak for him.
I believe that legislators will find out that the people of Massachusetts overwhelmingly support this issue and that they will be voted in or out on the basis of their vote on the issue of choice.
Catholics for a free choice are a contradiction in terms.